You've been dropped into the AO. It's a civilian town, however, it does have a military base on the other side. Think of this as drone or something. They have a complete 2 tanks in the front, sabers. They will destroy you. You also have an entire trench line filled with troops and a front guard gate, along with a laser gate in the front. Your objective: somehow get past this and detonate explosives or destroy or disable shield generator, main hangar, clear, attempt to find an HVT and extract him, and also disable the comms building. The way you do this is your choice. However, keep in mind, having their comms towers up would indeed potentially lead to them getting reinforcements. You are somehow dropped in. They do not see you because they're all on their lunch break. And you do have a very popular trading center in the corner of town. Your HMT drops you off, starts flying away, and is gone. You're alone.
No, I'll go. I'll follow. You know, I'm just
Are all of you okay with just moving over there?
as a group. I
Yeah.
think that makes sense.
All right.
Start floating. Move over here. And out of nowhere, this woman comes out of her house. And she's terrified of you guys. She has no idea who you are. She just kind of like, she doesn't scream, but she looks like she looks pretty worried. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. You don't know why she's so stressed. You doubt she even knows who you are. She seems more confused and worried than anything. What's your plan?
First of all, I tell her, remain calm.
I stare her down menacingly because that's all I can do, really.
You just stare at her. Okay, are you trying to intimidate her, or are you just kind of like just saying nothing?
Saying, I don't think I can speak basic, so.
Well, you can. No, you
Can
can.
I?
Yeah,
Can? Oh.
yeah. All of you can speak. Like, how boring would that be as a
All right,
droideka?
I guess it would be. Okay,
Well, then again, like, Zap, you're kind of the lead, I guess, so you look the most human. So what do you want to...
yeah.
I'm going to tell her, remain calm. We are merely here to accomplish a mission. We have no intention to harm civilians.
Okay, and she, she just says nothing. She starts quivering, and she starts backing away. And she says, avoid the town. And then she goes off into the bar. Phases through a wall.
Avoid the town.
It appears that she isn't exactly scared of us, necessarily.
Is she scared for us?
Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna enter the nearest building, the one right behind me,
This one?
and see what happens. Because I could use some support from civilians if I can get it.
So this one right here?
Yes.
You all follow suit, or is someone going to watch be guard out here?
I say the Gordika should stand guard just in case.
Oh,
You can't fit through the door.
Intimidate them into helping. Maybe that could help.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, if we're ambushed by anyone in the town or by the Republic, we should probably have a strong droid on.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. I'm gonna enter then. What happens?
Alright, you go in. And there's this sign on the wall. And it seems to be some sort of language that you can barely make out. What is your language that you picked? It can be... I guess maybe you just set it up. So I guess that's... You probably don't have it, so... Keep in mind that everyone can have basic and some other language. So, like... Ah! The building goes and phases into you all.
That's weird.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's just a joke, okay.
These models are not good. I hate them. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Jeez. Oh my gosh. You've got to be
So,
kidding me.
other than binary and basic, I can choose one language.
Yeah. It's like
Whatever language is there, I guess.
funny. I mean, just keep in
But we
mind.
aren't protocol droids. Remember that.
That's true. You can only pick one. It's fine. We'll talk about it later. You don't know what it says. But you go in and you escape. And are you gonna follow suit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in as well. And you can tell that there's a woman inside. You're not gonna be able to see this part, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously.
Oh wow, it's great.
Hello.
So you get to see this amazing Droideka model. So essentially, what you go in and you can see this woman standing behind a counter. Um, she looks pretty okay. The building's a bit run down, but you can tell that it seems to have some sort of general goods, some clean water, some regular stuff. Um, just nothing too crazy. But Zap, roll perception. You notice that she's a bit, worried. She has her right arms under the table, but you can tell that her palm is apparently up. Her left hand's kind of shaking a little bit when she sees you, but she's trying to act as normal as possible.
Okay, that's what I can see.
See,
Well, that's pretty sus. I mean,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna tell. The first thing I'm gonna do is say, um, do not be alarmed. I don't mean to intrude, but I want, I want to. But we were informed. We were told to avoid the town. Do you know what that could mean?
she looks at you. Roll charisma. What's your charisma?
Oh, I
My
should have
charisma
come
is
in.
also terrible, but not as terrible as wisdom. It's 11.
She doesn't say anything. She just says, she just stares at you, and like her hands starting to like slowly move back, and she says, get out of my place, now. We don't want you here.
And
We
I
don't serve
listen to
droids.
her. I leave.
You leave, both of you.
Yes.
Ah, okay. You just leave. You get out.
Well, now what?
Maybe I should have had you ask that since you had the higher charisma stat.
That's what I said, but
Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. You want to know how what you rolled?
1?
2. If you rolled a 1, I would have made her shoot you. No, she'd probably just
Oh.
punch you or something. I don't know. I'd have figured something out for a 1. All right. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Now, I think...
oh, I'm attached to it.
You were. What's your plan?
My plan.
I say we, sort of skulk around the town, see if we can see what's wrong with it, without bringing attention.
Alright. Stealth.
I would go into the bar and maybe ask like the person that went in there and told us that.
You go into the bar,
Uh-huh.
and you see it is quite crowdy. There's a lot of people in here. Some are crying, some are telling their stories, someone's playing Piano Man. Everyone's just hanging around. You see the woman in the corner. She's smiling, but she's still a little distressed, and she's looking around. What's your plan?
I walk up slowly.
You walk up.
I don't want to be too threatening about this.
Yeah. You walk into the establishment. Everyone knows you're immediately there. You're a giant droid with 2 hand cannons.
Yeah.
You're like Wild West, Big Iron type of situation. So you go in, open the doors,
stares.
Mandalorian style. Everyone stares at you. Everyone's just
I
waiting for your next
walk
action.
up to her with paying them no mind. I want to look confident, you know.
So you walk up to her. No one cares. And you start talking, and everyone just stills completely quiet. No one's saying a word. You walk up to her. She's looking at you, terrified.
All right. I ask, why are you terrified?
No one says anything. So the woman, she's just staring at you. What's your charisma?
15.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's. She just goes, you have to leave. Now. Now. Leave! She screams very loudly.
Uh-oh.
So what's your plan? You leaving? Staying?
I'm kind of worried that if I stay here much longer, everyone's got to pull a gun on me or something.
They don't seem threatened by you. They seem scared of your presence.
Well, then I'll press it. Why do you want me to do that?
They'll, a little girl starts crying in the corner. A father stands in front, and he walks up to you. Goes, and he moves you to the side of the bar. Everyone's still staring, but like you hear hushed whispers. They seem to be planning something. And the man goes. He looks around. He's very quiet, and he says, "If they know you're here, you have no idea what will happen to every single person in this bar. Please, we're a peaceful town. We haven't done much. Just leave. Just leave. I have a daughter. I have a family. So you just leave." So you go out. You just kind of dip, and you can hear. You step further out. You hear 3 gunshots in the bar, and the doors seal and close.
Uh-oh.
So you gonna join back with your boys?
I guess, yeah, I should probably tell them what went down there.
Alright.
Well, that was something.
Hello.
Mhm.
You want me to
You
tell
can
what
please. Yeah,
happened?
go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so I went to the bar. I talked to the lady. She seemed very scared, but eventually some other guy said that I guess they don't want the trouble that we're bringing or something, and I decided to leave because it seemed like nobody really wanted me there, and it seemed like they almost feared for me or something. And then after I left, there was some sort of shootout,
And all the
and
doors
also the
closed.
doors sealed.
Yeah.
Of like all the doors where in the town,
On the bar, like
In
the
just
bar.
shut itself up.
and then you heard blasters.
Mm-hmm.
No, you heard the blasters before. You can't hear anything once the bar closes.
Oh.
So you don't know if that was just like a, a discharge or it's still going on right now.
Okay, that's
So
very
you all are here. You're all eyeing on people. It seems completely normal. Then out of nowhere, you start to notice you're completely stealth. No one can see you. A Republic tank rolls in with a lot of boyos. And they immediately jump out and start going in front, asking questions to everyone in here. You have no idea why. One trooper, well, 2 troopers, get out and immediately walk over past you. They still don't see you. They go over to the woman's house. That was over. Kick down the door. You hear screaming. They grab. You can't hear what they're saying. They go inside. You, 2 gunshots go off. The troopers leave. They go back, and you can see that the house starts to burn. and then
It
blow
flipped
up.
over.
It flipped over and then explode.
So what the Republic does not want us to see. I see.
They immediately start harassing the town. Now they seem to be avoiding this building right here. However, they start interrogating people, and you can overhear a conversation. You hear something about area. I can't do an I'll do my Australian accent.
New Zealand.
Yeah, it's New Zealand, but it might as well be Australian, mate. Sorry. But, do you have any idea where these droids might be? Ah, it's too Australian. Anyway, you start hearing some commotion. Apparently, they know of your presence. And they start interrogating, and everyone seems really confused. However, these guys don't really seem to care. They start talking to each other. They're all armed, pretty heavily at that. They all get together and start talking to each other. You hear some hushed whispers, something about plan, explosive, and they all get back in their tank and leave.
Oh.
Dropped off, and they all go back to base. You don't know what happens to them after that. Now, the villagers seem pretty scared.
Okay. I think it's a death wish to enter that town at that point, because whatever happened, it was clear that the Republic was looking for information there, and that our presence there will only make the town, will only increase the anxiety of the townspeople.
True,
Well, if we
but it doesn't
really
look like
defend-
they're... I mean, would you be very big fans of a group that literally just goes in, burns your houses, and shoots people?
Nope.
I
Just saying.
suppose not, actually.
But
Okay.
sorry.
Only one of us is going to go into the town, just to minimize risk, and we're going to ask them questions.
Yeah, who's gonna be the bait? Yeah. Who's gonna be the human sacrifice?
Firstly, I could be the sacrifice, and secondly, I think I would start talking to the guys that
You also have the
seem to
highest
not really care.
So you... Okay.
Like
Is that
two
good?
guys that, yeah.
Alright, so he starts walking in. No one seems to notice you at first except this dude. And he starts laughing. Seems to be some sort of mercenary, but you can't really tell. You have a merchant who seems to be selling things, who's trying to get his stuff done. A woman looking for something. Another merchant. For some reason, you see two guys in pilot outfits sleeping on the floor. This man turns around and looks at you, and he looks pretty worried. He starts backing up. What do you say?
I'm saying somewhat in the direction of, no worries, I'm not here to cause any harm.
He seems interested. He understands what you're saying. He says, really? You're not here to take our children? Kill us all?
No, nothing against you civilians, only against the Republic dogs back in the base there.
But they said you were here to kill us all. That you left no survivors. That no mercy. Everyone starts to realize this, and they all start. Everyone, including the mercenaries, are now interested, but all the people seem to be somehow crowding around you. These guys seem to be uneasy.
Uh-oh.
Now they don't have their blasters out, but just like they're unworried. They're pretty upset.
Well, I'm just saying something. Yeah, I'm just saying like we haven't heard anyone yet, but we saw the two clones burn down a house, and we didn't really see it, but we expect that they killed someone.
Yeah, but of course, but she was a sympathizer for you guys. She helped you kill people, right?
As I said, we didn't kill anyone. We apparently heard shootings near the bar, but had nothing to do with that.
That was my wife. I was told that she was no. And he just starts walking off, and he seems to be taking a moment for himself. The other villagers seem to be crowding around. They seem very interested in who you are. All upset at the Gar. I mean, like, a lot of people are mad. They don't give a full explanation yet, but they seem to be. I need you to roll perception, actually. What's your wisdom?
My wisdom is 11.
Okay, so you look at them, and they seem to be hiding something. Now, it doesn't seem. At first, you think they are scared of you, but when you slowly look further, you can tell a face of guilt among the crowd. Except this dude. This dude doesn't really care. He's out for a smoke. But everyone else, the villagers, they all seem to be. They feel very guilty for some sort of action in their past. So,
As they seem
well, hold
to
on.
not know who I am.
Do you
Okay,
guys
yeah.
want to move in? You want to do anything? You're just going to see how this plays out.
I'm gonna move in close enough to hear what the villagers say.
Well, they've always you've always been close enough to hear them. That's why we're in the same chat.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out. Um,
You walk out slowly
and I'm
With
going to
me.
tell them, and I'm gonna
with
start talking to them.
with Droidica Man, who totally fits through. And they all come out, and they all, at first when they first see you, they start to flip out, and they thought that you were about to gun them down. I mean, two giant guys with guns started coming in, but
They relax after a
they
little
relax
bit,
afterward.
and
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
they all look pretty guilty of something. These guys are still on edge, waiting for this to play out. They don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna tell the villagers this epic speech.
Epic speech, okay.
I've seen that face before. It is a face of people who have been deceived by the Republic, who realize that they have been neglected and tricked and swindled by the corruption that's within it.
Roll
I will-
charisma.
I may not be
Oh wow, you
what you're
should know.
looking for necessarily. You probably aren't very fond of droids. Maybe you're not even necessarily fond of our movement. But you know the pain of the people who have supported us. And we ask you now, are you willing to support us in destroying that Republic base that had just murdered one of your neighbor's wives? Are you going to let that base continue to run this town? To be a constant presence in your lives? People who killed one of your neighbors? I don't think that that's a good idea, but then again, not everyone has good ideas.
So
So
Brings a tear to the eye.
yeah, that was very beautiful. Immediately after your speech, they start to feel inspired. You can tell that they're starting to be interested. But out of nowhere, the father that the droidica met earlier runs out from the bar. He's been shot in the chest, and he slowly moves over. People cave way for him as he moves up to you. And he falls. He's been hit from the bar. Actually, he crawls up again, somehow gets closer to you so it looks more cinematic. Then he falls. No, no. Cinematic. Good. There you go. Yeah. Now, doesn't that look cool? Anyway, so he then seems to be bleeding. He starts gurgling and coughs. The ground filled with the blood.
Civilian, what happened?
Crazy. idiots. I can't believe this. People, I've heard about you. I know that you're not what they call you. These purists, as they call it. Gone down to everyone in that bar. Weren't even soldiers. We've been manipulated. They, they would kill themselves, their own people, just to not be affiliated with you. And he starts crying, and he pulls out a picture from his right pocket, blood over it. And you look closer, and you see it's his daughter. And he slowly just falls back, dead.
Ooh. Brutal.
So how are the villagers reacting to this?
They're like, holy mother of God, because they knew that there were people in here that were pretty crazy. However, they didn't think about it that way. They didn't think that people were gonna, I mean, it's pretty obvious. However, this woman walks up. She's like pretty worried, but she immediately sees his dead body and looks down. She looks pretty sad. She turns around and looks at you guys, and we need to see if anyone's left. I mean, if he got out, what about his daughter? I mean, he couldn't get the last word, but maybe someone survived. We'd greatly appreciate this. Maybe we will help you, but maybe you can, oh, I don't know, save those people? This guy, he walks up to you immediately afterward, and he's like, you know, I'm not too fond of the GAR. Got a few charges of my own in there. So how about this? How about I help you guys out, and, pretty good, marksman, if I'd say so myself. But I'm good demolitionist as well, tactician. I'm pretty skillful in a lot of things. Maybe you pay me, something a little bit in, oh, I don't know. I can live CIS planets, no issue. You let me be. I get my revenge. I'll help you guys out here, and, we go on our merry way, eh?
That
Sounds
is
fair
a
to me.
gracious offer, sir. I, what kind of demolitions? Like, can you set landmines anywhere?
He smiles. Maybe I'll show you later, but, he looks down. The dude's pretty unmoved by this. He looks down, he says, seems like you got something to deal with first, but, if you want to see firsthand, maybe I'll show you later. He walks up very close to you, though. And goes up to the droidic when he's leaving, and he says, building. Your far left. Those guys are interesting. And he walks off. He goes away. And falls over. Because he's drunk or something. But no. He walks off. So, immediately after, this woman picks up him, bring him over. And, there's that. These people are in awe shock, and they are awestruck, and they start going together. So, these guys seem even more agitated. They start walking towards you. You can see they both have their hands on their guns, and they get right behind you. Freeze!
Well, I'm looking at them.
You're looking at them, but this guy immediately goes for a grapple on Zap. So, Zap, what's your strength?
My strength? Oh, crap. 12.
You attempt to resist, but he's got you in a chokehold, and he's holding you with his right arm, his left arm, and he has a gun over your right shoulder, and you can't move. So you're stuck. This guy just has a gun to the back of his head. This guy seems to be the more talkative bunch, and he says, "Freeze! Any of you move, I will take this guy's head off with my bare hands." This guy just puts his gun closer to
Well, wait.
wrist runner's head.
Well, wait a minute. We could just have a bit of a Mexican standoff here because I could point both my guns at either of them.
You do? He says, you even think about it. Put those guns down, or this piece of junk is about to become a lot more like scrap.
Well, but if he kills my buddy, I kill him.
Do you really want to risk that?
Would he?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I need you to watch Elliot so I can help down the attic.
Usually, mutually assured death is a pretty strong deterrent.
Let me. I'm going to. I'm going to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Who are you even? Why? What quarrel do you have with this Confederacy of Independent Systems?
He goes, he holds you by his left, and he pulls tight and he says, that's none of your business. Now, he points the gun directly at the Dardica leader and he says, now if you want your buddy to stay alive, you follow me, you talk to my boss, and maybe we don't blow your heads off.
All right.
So he walks backward directly with him, and he says, you know, when you get to the front entrance, you know, all moving as you move in here, blah 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 blah, the usual. He's like, okay, put your guns down.
I can't relinquish them. They are my arms.
You can put them up, you know. It's
All
like,
right, I do that.
okay, they seem to be calm. They holster their weapons. They stand guard. These pilots this guy takes a nap. He's been sleeping through this entire thing. And says, well, out of nowhere, this guy pops up outside. And this dude seems pretty cool. And he's like, hey, let's continue this conversation in a bit more private area. So, moves over to you here, out of earshot of any other civilians. These guys are still grieving. And he goes, all right. Now, I know I've heard about you guys before, and I know you're a bit not too fond of the Republic there. But there's a few things that maybe you could, I don't know, help me out with. Now, these civvies here, well, they're real easy to take advantage of. See, I'm pretty good at making deals. The Republic found that out as well. We're on a pretty standard terms. We don't shoot them, they don't shoot us. They let us take advantage of the guys here for some labor. Pretty easy. Now, I heard that the guards, well, they're kind of taking away some of my work. However, well, that's not gonna do, is it? You guys, on the other hand, well, I know you're a bit for freedom, but, how about we renegotiate that? Now, I know they offered you to help some guys at the stupid bar or whatever, but how about you help me, eh? We have far more firepower. I mean, we'll give you some money, too. Now, of course, they're still gonna have to stay here and work for us, but, doesn't mean we can still be friends, huh?
What will happen next? Will the Ironfighters join the thugs and help take over the town? Or will they join the civilians and fight for peace and freedom? And at the end of the day, well, they still got a giant base to take out. Come back for part 2 and we'll see what happens together.